What's going on, everybody? It is Sports Tyler, and today we're doing part 3 of 3. We are doing the last of my top 100 favorite matches of the 2020s. I do apologize that I had to make this into 3 parts. Filming was never good. I don't know why, but filming on episode 1, or part 1, part 2, or part 3, or not part 3, but part 1 and part 2 was not good. But I do believe that this is going to be better, and we're going to be doing 71 all the way through 100. So not a whole lot to get through, but still a pretty good bit to get through. And again, I'm not going to go in depth, in big depth of the matches. It's just going to be why I think they should be on the list, what the match is, obviously, and so on and so forth. We start with the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match. This match was so good. It had a great first two with the Usos starting off, kind of prelude and hinting at their WrestleMania match that they would have a couple months later. Then you had the return of Andrade. You had Carmelo Hayes in this match. You had the return of Omos in this match. You had Pat McAfee in this match. And then Pat McAfee had that, silly little encounter with Omos. And he jumps over the ropes. And then you had Cody Rhodes enter. You had CM Punk enter. And you had a fantastic final two with Cody Rhodes, CM Punk. Whoever won this match between them two, people would have been happy. Inevitably, it was, or not inevitably. What's the word I'm looking for? Ultimately, that's the word I was looking for. Ultimately, Cody Rhodes ends up winning, and Cody Rhodes and Punk, kind of like Cody Rhodes and Gunther in the 2023 Men's Rumble, which we talked about in yesterday's video. Cody and Punk had a fantastic, match. Actual match in the final two. And then Cody Rhodes eliminates CM Punk, and Cody Rhodes wins the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble match. Next, we go to SummerSlam 2024, Damian Priest versus Gunther. This match was so good. It was hard-hitting, just hard-hitting, meat-slapping match. And then you had just great in-ring, and then you had the Judgment Day turn on Damian. Or you had Finn Balor turn on Damian by putting Gunther's foot on the rope and then turning around, and that look that he gave, and then Damian Priest looking up at the Titantron and seeing what Balor just did, and then going to choke him out, and Balor, hit his arm, kinda, sort of, and then Damian Priest actually get a hold of him and start choking him out, and then Gunther puts the sleeper, or the rear neck choke, and Damian Priest passes out. Or did he tap out? He either tapped or passed out, I can't remember. And then Damian Priest loses, and we get the start of Gunther's World Championship reign. Next is going back to Championship Wrestling from Memphis. We have Mike Anthony versus Tim Bosby, October the 5th, 2024. These two, oh my. These two are two of Memphis's best. These two could fight forever. These two had a back and forth encounter. And then in the end, it was kind of a shock, which is kind of surprising to even say that, because Mike Anthony is such a great talent, but they had this story arc going with him about him on a losing streak. He was losing. He was losing. He was losing. He was losing. And he just kept losing to people he shouldn't have lost to. And he was just crashing out. And he didn't know, he couldn't quite find himself. And he didn't know what was going on. Why am I losing to people I shouldn't be losing to? I don't understand. And then he answers the open challenge for the Internet Championship, and he wins. And I'm here to tell y'all, not only was this match great, but this was the start of what, in my opinion, is the best championship reign in championship wrestling from Memphis history. Period. The 364 days that Mike Anthony had as champion is, in my opinion, the best championship reign that anybody has had in Memphis wrestling. I hope to see these two run it back. If it's for the Memphis Heritage Championship, perfect. If it's not for the Memphis Heritage Championship and it's just an exhibition match, that's perfect. No matter when we get it, early in the year, mid-year, late in the year, next year in 2027, 2 years from now, we need to have this match again. Please, give us this match again, please. Next, we go to Crown Jewel 2025. John Cena versus AJ Styles. Oh, what a match. What a match. You had AJ Styles doing all of the greatest hits of his former rivals and opponents. The Scorpion Death Drop for Sting. The Coquina Clutch for Samoa Joe. I believe he did a homage to Christopher Daniels. Cena, did he hit the spear? I think he hit the spear. He hit an RKO. He hit a chokeslam, which can be Kane or The Undertaker. Hit a tombstone, which again is The Undertaker. I say the chokeslam is Kane and then the tombstone is The Undertaker. I believe this was also the match that gave us the funny moment where the crowd was chanting 619, 619, 619, and Cena acted like he was going to hit the 619, and then AJ kind of bailed, and the crowd booed for a little bit, and then, whatever. And then it gave us the moment. Cena hitting the Sister Abigail, and then the Fireflies coming out. And let me tell you, I'm getting teary-eyed just talking about it. It was beautiful. You hear me? It was beautiful. When I watched this match and that happened, and the whole entire arena lit up, I started crying. I was like, this is professional wrestling. And then Cena looking up and saying, "Thank you, Bray," was just, I'm getting chills. It's beautiful. It was beautiful. Next, we go to Championship Wrestling from Memphis. milestone 250, we go to Bret Michaels versus K-Tumor versus Mike Anthony. Now, this match started as a fantastic match with some brutality between Mike and K-Tumor. Mike had taken Bret out backstage to where he could not make it to this match, to where there would definitely be a new champion. We were guaranteed a new champion until halfway Bret's music hit. Bret Michaels comes out. Mike immediately charges at Bret. Tope over the ropes. He landed on the concrete floor, which I know had to hurt. And then Bret Michaels just comes in and it was kind of a competitive match still, but Bret Michaels basically just cleaned up what was left of K-Tumor and Mike Anthony. Bret Michaels, gunshot lariat, 1, 2, 3. Bret Michaels retained the Memphis Heritage Championship. Next, WrestleMania 39, main event night 1, Usos versus Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. What a match. What a match of just beautiful drama, beautiful storytelling, beautiful and fantastic, phenomenal, insert whatever positive words you want right there, in-ring ability between these two. Great commentary by Michael Cole even. When the Usos, I don't want to scream, but when the Usos hit the 1D, and then, who was it? Was it Owens? Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm forgetting. I want to say it was Kevin Owens. No, it was Sami Zayn that kicked out the 1D, and Michael Cole just screams, the 1D, the 1D, no one has kicked out of the 1D. And it just brought so much more emotion to this match that was already there. And then, of course, the heartfelt moment of Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, the best friends, becoming new tag team champions and toppling over the bloodline that has been just tearing them down for months. Next, we go to SummerSlam 2025, and what my favorite match of the year is, and what my favorite match of the Farewell Tour is. Cody Rhodes versus John Cena. This was such a beautiful match. A great redemption to their mediocre WrestleMania match that Travis Scott ruined. It was just, it was fantastic. It was back and forth. Not Avalanche, but the Cody Cutter. He's got like the one of the ropes is better to me than the one that's just off the turnbuckle, in my opinion. Then you had Avalanche AAs that Cody kicks out of. You had Cody, I think, hit the 3 back-to-back crossroads Cena kicks out of. And then the beautiful spot where Cena and Cody are being lifted up out of the little platform hole thingy. And then let's talk about both of their entrances. Cena's entrance, where he goes from the black background and the white font and the colors. Then you had Cody's entrance, where Dusty Rhodes has that little passage that he's speaking. Beautiful entrances, but the match was in my opinion, the best match of the year. And then, of course, we got to talk about the most shocking, one of the most shocking moments of the year that I was super happy about. That my jaw hit the floor about. Brock Lesnar returned. I was extremely shocked. I screamed, and I just could not believe, but I was happy that Brock was back. Hated what came after, but I'm glad that Brock is back in WWE. Next, Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, one time at Clash at the Castle in 2022, and then they also fought at Survivor Series 2020. That was a fantastic match. Let's talk about that Survivor Series match, because it very well could be forgotten. But it was just the best of the 2020s. Roman Reigns, Drew McIntyre, the number 1 and the number 2, which, actually, I'm not even going to say that. The 1A and the 1B of that year. Roman Reigns spears Drew through the barricade at one point, and I love that, it was not a whole lot of interference. Yes, there was interference at the end with Jey Uso, but there was not a ton of interferences between, the Usos and Solo, which I didn't mind in 2022 with Solo debuting. It actually, I think, made the match better, made Drew's storyline arc better of him just getting screwed time and time again by the Bloodline. It was just beautiful all the way around. It really was. And yeah, it was just beautiful all the way around. Next is Edge versus Randy Orton in 2020. Either WrestleMania 36 or their Backlash match. Now, let's talk about their Backlash match. Because, was it a finisher fest? Yes. Was it just, oh, this move, oh, this finisher, finisher? Yes. But it was what was needed, I do believe. It was, now they did it, they called it the greatest wrestling match ever. It wasn't. But, again, it was just a beautiful match that took you back. Just a beautiful match that took you back with, again, finisher after finisher after finisher. Beautiful moment. Or beautiful match, rather. And then the WrestleMania match. Was it like an hour long? Yes. But I loved it. Chaos, just brutality, violence, and chaos. It was just a fantastic match. John Cena vs. CM Punk, Night of Champions 2025. Now, originally, I was, initially when I watched this match, it was kind of disappointing, but it picked up. The first half of it was kind of meh, and then you had the Seth Rollins coming in, Cena kind of, Cena coming in and just taking out Seth Rollins, and then you had Charles Robinson getting decked by John Cena. That was a funny moment. Then you had Seth Rollins curb stomp on CM Punk. Cena throwing Seth Rollins out of the ring, covering Punk. 1, 2, 3, kind of a reverse of the heist of the century. Couldn't think of the word. Also, John Cena proving he still has strength, lifting up Bronson Reed, AA, taking out the Vision, it was just a beautiful moment and a fantastic match. Again, the first half was kind of meh, but that second half is definitely what carried this match. Next, we go back somehow to WrestlePalooza 2025. CM Punk and AJ Lee versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins. Now, again, was this like a 5-star masterpiece? No. But it was a very entertaining match, and what carried this match really into this spot, or into my list, was the fact that it's AJ Lee's return match. She's home. She's back. It made me smile to see AJ Lee back in the WWE. Beautiful moment. Beautiful moment from a beautiful girl. Beautiful moment. Fantastic match. In my opinion. I know some people might not like this match, but I absolutely loved this match. It was entertaining, and it really kind of enlightened my mood from this terrible, horrible PLE that we had. Next, Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul. This was, I believe, no. This was the second match that I saw Logan Paul and was like, okay. Like, shut me up then. Because when I tell you, I was the biggest Logan Paul hater. Oh my god. WrestleMania 38 match, I barely watched. SummerSlam match, I was like, this is horrible. Logan Paul don't know how to wrestle. Why is he getting all of these big spots? And then he had one other match, and then this match was like, okay. And then he had a fantastic spot where the Prime bottle comes out, and he's going to frog splash Seth Rollins through the table, and who was it this year? KSI was filming it, and Seth Rollins pulls KSI onto the table, frog splash onto KSI, through the announce table by Logan Paul on accident. Seth Rollins then curb stomp, and 1, 2, 3 picks up the win against Logan Paul. Next, Damian Priest versus Drew McIntyre, Clash at the Castle 2024. This was a match that I was certain Drew was going to win. This was a match that was fantastic. This was a match that was hard-hitting. I'm so glad that Drew's okay after that brutal botch with him getting his legs stuck in the ropes and dangling, and then Damian having to help him out. Or no, it was the other way around. Was it? I think it was the other way around, where Damian was going to do a move and got his foot stuck in the ropes. And Drew had to kind of nonchalantly help him out. And then Drew accidentally bumped into the ref, knocks ref out. Claymore, a new ref, comes out. 1, 2, and his hand stops. And then you get the face reveal of it being CM Punk, Drew's arch rival. Beautiful, just way to elevate that rivalry. And then Punk kicks him low, and then Damian Priest ends up getting the win and retaining the World Heavyweight Champion. Next, we go to WrestleMania 39, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. This match was fantastic. Now, was it overbooked with the Usos and with Solo Sikoa and with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn? Yes. Was it the best overbooked? Yes. Well, somewhat. But it was still fantastic. You hear me? Fantastic match that these two had. Now, when I tell you Roman hitting the spear, pinning Cody, my jaw hit the floor. I was 100% Cody's winning this match. No doubt about it. And then he didn't. And I was not one to be like, I can't believe Roman just won. This was a horrible decision. I was in the camp of, I'm intrigued. Let's see what happens after this moment. And I'm glad we waited, because we got. Let me look at my list. I must have already talked about it, because we got the amazing. Oh, that's why. It's because I skipped about 5 matches, but it's okay. I can just go back up. Yes. So, anyways, I'm glad, it led to what it led to. But Roman Reigns, Cody Rhodes, WrestleMania 39. Next, we have the 2024 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. You had, oh boy, Io Sky, Chelsea Green, Tiffany Stratton, Lara Valkyria, Zoe Stark, and Naomi. Yes. I think it was Naomi. This was a fantastic match with some of the most brutal bumps you will ever see in a ladder match. Ever. Io Sky just doing Io Sky things. But I want to talk about the ending, with Tiffany Stratton becoming Miss Money in the Bank, which was well deserved. But Chelsea Green had all my respect after she took that disgusting bump off of the ladder onto the outside through not 1 but 2 tables. It was a brutal bump, and again, she earned all my respect that night. Next, we go to WrestleMania 40. Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes. This match was perfect. Down to the last minute detail, as Homelander would say. Perfect. You had great in-ring. You had then Jimmy Uso coming out, Jey Uso coming out, spearing off of the stage. And then it was Solo Sikoa to come out and to take out Cody Rhodes. John Cena then comes out, makes a return. AA to Solo onto the outside. AA to Roman on the inside, and then Solo on the outside. The Rock comes out. Rock bottom to Cena. And then you had, before the rock bottom, you had a beautiful stare down that was ruined by 2 idiots in the crowd with those stupid fat heads. Not like their actual head, it was their little head sign things, which should be banned from wrestling, in my opinion. Then you had The Rock going to hit Cody with the belt. Then the gong. Then the lights go out. And let me tell you, that place erupted. The dead man, the Undertaker, comes out, chokes on it, and gets out of there. Was it after? It had to have been after Taker. No, it had to have been after Taker. Seth Rollins, the Shield music hit. And yes, I was one of those idiots. It hit and I said, no way. No. The Shield is not coming back. There's no way they got Ambrose. And then I was right, there wasn't a way. You had Roman Reigns. Yeah, it was before Taker came out. But Roman Reigns Superman punched Seth. And then Roman Reigns hit Seth with the chair instead of Cody. And then you had Cody Rhodes hit not one, not two, but three crossroads. 1, 2, 3. The 1,316-day reign of Roman Reigns came to an end. And I remember going, it finally happened. I was kind of upset that Roman lost, but I was like, I'm happy for Cody. I'm glad Cody got it. He deserves it. And I expected him to win it. But yes, it was a fantastic match between Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Next, Crown Jewel 2022, Logan Paul versus Roman Reigns. This is the match that got me on Logan Paul. Because before this match, I was saying, why is Logan in this spot? He doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve a title shot. He just comes in, walks in, and gets a title shot. You don't deserve it. You better not win. I was scared that he was going to win. And then he proved me wrong and shut me up. Now, I was still on the train of, do not let this man win. But I was like, wait a minute. Logan Paul has it. Through and through, Logan Paul has it. And then it just transpired, after the Seth Rollins, or it elevated with the Seth and Logan match later on. But it started here. Logan Paul is a gem in the WWE. Next is a fantastic tag team match coming out of Championship Wrestling from Memphis, July 3rd, 2021, between the Young Goats and the Crowleys. Two of the best tag teams on the independent scene. It was just a fantastic match. It was for absolutely nothing. I don't even believe it was in the main event. It may have been in the main event. But it was for nothing. No titles on the line. No stakes. Just two tag teams doing fantastic. Some of the best tag team work you will see on the independent circuit. It was just, again, a great match from beginning to end between two of the best to ever do it, or two of the best tag teams to ever do it in Championship Wrestling from Memphis. And not to mention, they did a Spanish fly. There was a Spanish fly in this match, I believe. And it was a picture-perfect Spanish fly. Loved it. Loved everything about it. Great match. Great tag team match. Next is the WWE ID Prospect match. Sean Legacy versus Jack Carville. Now, I had heard about Sean Legacy before, because of one of my friends. She used to go to wrestling all the time. Used to tell me about Sean Legacy. But this was the first time that I got to see Sean Legacy for, the first time. Like, for myself, live. He went off. He is the future of this business. He is one of the best in the independents, but now, and Evolve in NXT. And soon he's going to be in the WWE. He is just, he is so good. He really is. He is so good. And he deserves everything that is headed his way. Just a great match, through and through. Jack Cartwheel, like I alluded in one of my last videos, this was the match that introduced me to Jack Cartwheel, and he showed up and showed out. This was one of the best matches that Memphis put on in 2025, hands down. Next is Walter, not Gunther, Walter, same person, versus Ilya Dragunov at NXT 36. What a match. Seriously, what a match. What a hard hitting back and forth. Just hard hitting back and forth action. It was just fantastic back and forth. Ilya getting Gunther Walter to tap out was something that I don't think up to this point ever happened. In the WWE. Maybe in independent, but not in WWE. I don't think Walter had lost up at this point. No, he hadn't even lost at this point. But Ilya Dragunov getting the championship off of Walter. He was on a legendary run with this title. I don't remember how many days, but I want to say it was maybe in the 500s. I think it was about the 500 mark, maybe the 600 mark, but it was just Ilya's chest after this match just proves how hard they were hitting in this match, especially Walter and them chops. Whew. It had to have hurt. Next, we go to Sami Zayn versus Chad Gable at Clash at the Castle 2024. This match has everything. It had great in-ring ability between Sami and Gable, which we already knew we were going to get because both of them are great in-ring. Then you had the drama and chaos between the Alpha Academy, where Chad Gable accidentally, bumped into Maxine Dupree, and then Otis gets triggered and acts like he's gonna attack Chad. The place popped, and then he doesn't. But in the end, Sami Zayn gets the victory. A lot of people were saying Chad was going to win here, but Chad Gable was not able to Jacob was not able to get the win. Sami Zayn, Haluva kick, 1, 2, 3, and still Intercontinental Champion. Next, Elimination Chamber 2023. Roman Reigns versus Sami Zayn. Now, a lot of people were wanting Sami to win this match. I honestly was not one of them. But this crowd, who was Sami's hometown, was just fully behind Sami, obviously. And they were electric for Sami. To the point where when Roman Reigns won, I was scared that they were about to trash and riot that whole arena and take out Roman Reigns. Thank God that did not happen. Roman had to get out of there quickly, but that did not happen. Again, it was a great match. Great in-ring. Great selling by Roman, obviously. Few moments where Sami got everybody hopeful. He had just won the match. And then he ends up losing the match. And everybody's heart went and broke. So, Roman Reigns, Sami Zayn, Elimination Chamber 2023. Next, Jey Uso. Yes, I just said his name. Versus Roman Reigns in 2020. You had Clash of Champions. You had Hell in a Cell. Pick one. It was great. Now, their 2023 match, but 2020 was a whole other ball game. You had no fans in the arena, so Roman Reigns really got to, have that great storytelling with vocals and just yelling at Jey the whole match. Jey Uso yelling back. Jimmy Uso coming out at the... what match was it? I think it was the Hell in a Cell match. Jey Uso quitting to save Jimmy Uso. The straps that were being used to beat Roman was just... oh, it hurt just watching and listening to it. It was just... oh, it was an amazing match. What a match these two had. And it proves that Jey Uso can go in the ring. But, just gotta have good writing for him, I guess. Next is the final Memphis wrestling match, of this list. You have Simon versus Ray Sanders for the Memphis Heritage Champion, December 20th, 2025. So very recently. What a match. What a match. Back and forth. You thought Simon was going to win. And then Ray just giving you some heartfelt moments. Some good, hopeful moments. Only to let you down. And Simon ended up kicking out. And then Ray comes back and defeats Simon to become the hero, to topple over the big bully that is Simon. And then the end, that absolutely made my jaw drop, was Tim Bosby cashing in the Cobra Cup and giving Ray Sanders about 5 suplexes and a lariat right in front of his family. Lariat, 1, 2, 3, and Ray Sanders' reign only lasted about 5 no, I wouldn't even say 5 minutes, like 3 minutes, maybe. It was very, very short-lived. But it was still overall a great match. And it was a way to cap off 2025. Becky versus Charlotte. Becky Lynch for Charlotte. Survivor Series 2021. This match was so good. And I honestly forgot about it. But it was a great match. There was a few spots where you had to question, are they actually mad at each other? Are they actually beating the daylight out of each other? Like, I was worried that this match was going to get out of hand. And then, of course, it didn't get out of hand, thank God. Becky comes out, disarm her, and ends up winning this match. I believe she won, right? I just rewatched this match. How did I forget? I don't think it was a disarmer. I think it was a manhandle slam, but Becky did win the match. Anyway, Becky Lynch wins this match and becomes the superior women's champion. Next, tribal, what they call it? Oh my gosh, what they call it? Tribal Civil War. The Usos versus Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa at Money in the Bank 2023. Again, this match was not the best, but just everything about it. The story going into it, the drama, the feel in the arena, the storytelling, the selling, and then just to put the cherry on top, Roman Reigns getting pinned for the first time in 3 years. Or no, 4 years, I believe. Insane moment. It was a great match. And then, like I said, it was just topped off with that very shocking moment. Next, WrestleMania 36, Kofi Kingston, John Morrison, and Jimmy Uso. This match I dogged on. I said, how can you have a tag team match? Tag team title match, rather. And it only have 1-on-1-on-1. And not 2-on-2-on-2. I was like, that makes no sense. But then they showed up and showed out. John Morrison doing the parkour at its finest. Jimmy Uso just catching everybody with super kicks. Kofi Kingston is just being Kofi Kingston, being great. It was just overall a great match. A great match that shut me up. That told me, look, like, you were wrong about this match in every way possible. Next is probably my favorite Royal Rumble match of all time. The men's Royal Rumble match of 2020. You had Brock Lesnar coming out and eating everybody alive. The beautiful sequence with Big E, Kofi, and Ray. The double elimination of Keith Lee and Braun Strowman. The hilarious moment with Shelton Benjamin. MVP returning in this match. Then you had Ricochet come out, think, oh god, he's about to destroy Ricochet. Then you had a Drew McIntyre come out. Brock Lesnar get kicked low, and then Drew Claymore eliminating Brock in the pop of the night Drew then eliminates Ricochet. Fast forward a little bit to where the buzzer sounds. Number 21 comes out, and it's Edge. For the first time since 2011. Edge is back. When I tell you, I lost my mind. Then Edge comes in. Spirit, which we didn't get to see. But then, Final Four, Edge, Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre, Roman Reigns, Edge taking out Randy Orton. Then you were like, is Edge gonna win this? And then Roman Reigns eliminate Edge, which was actually, in my eyes, it was okay. But then you had a great, fantastic final two. Any one of these guys could have won. Roman Reigns goes to end the match, goes to hit the spear. Drew McIntyre, Claymore, and 1, 2, 3, almost said, I don't know why I'm counting. This was not a count. He just throws him over the top. And Drew McIntyre wins the Royal Rumble match. Second to last, number 99, Ilya Dragunov vs. Ricochet, Raw, May 6th, 2024, King of the Ring tournament. What an insane match. A freaking, what was it, a torpedo Moscow into a recoil. These two just doing just some of the most insane moves, just going back and forth with each other. You know, false finishes after false finish after false finish. And then in the end, Ilya Dragunov defeats Ricochet to advance into the tournament. And I wish Ricochet wouldn't have left, so we could have gotten more of these two, because they just make magic with one another, 100%. Last, but certainly not least, Backlash 2023, Damian Priest versus Bad Bunny. Now, I was again skeptical because I didn't care for the tag match that these two had against Miz and Morrison. So it was like a Bad Bunny, but he earned my respect in the wrestling ring. Outside the wrestling ring, I don't like him. He's a terrible person. But inside the ring, he's a fantastic performer. Just everything about him. He is a fantastic wrestler. The Canadian Destroyer, or the Bunny Destroyers, he would call it. The table spots that both of them took were insane. And this is the match that got me to say, you know what? Bad Bunny can go in the ring. Now, that does it for the top 100. However, I told y'all in the very first part that I was going to tell y'all what my favorite match of the 2020s was. And that was Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 40. Not only was that my favorite match of the 2020s, that is my favorite match of all time. That is my favorite match of all time. Just the overbooking, the chaotic, and the actual in-ring work of it. And the storytelling. And the ring announcing at the very end was Samantha getting emotional. And the commentary. And the aftermath with everybody coming to congratulate and celebrate with Cody. It was the best match I've ever seen. But anyways, thank y'all for watching these parts, all 3 parts. Happy New Year to all of y'all. I hope y'all all have a blessed and safe 2026. If you like this video and want more videos like this video, then hit the like button as hard as you possibly can. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you never miss an upload. And as always, I love you all. Stay safe and peace.